the Realme X7 Max 5G has been announced, and it has the MediaTek Dimensity 1200 in it. I don't get to test MediaTek chips that often, so today I'm going to pitch it against the Mate 40 Pro from Huawei, which of course got the Kirin 9000. So Dimensity 1200 versus Kirin 9000, Realme X7 Max 5G versus Huawei Mate 40 Pro. Which one do you think is going to win? Well, let's find out. Okay, with the Realme X7 Max 5G on the left-hand side with the MediaTek Dimensity 1200. On the right-hand side, we have the Huawei Mate 40 Pro with the Kirin 9000. It's worth pointing out at this moment that the Mate 40 Pro is running in high performance mode, which is not the default mode, but it does give that chip just that little bit extra boost of performance. This is going to be interesting because we've got different CPU configurations, different GPU configurations. Let's see which one is going to win. As I'm saying this, we're into the compression test, and it looks like a slight lead now by the Mate 40 Pro as we go into the 16 thread test. Of course, the Kirin 9000 is based on the Cortex A77 CPU core, whereas the Dimensity 1200 is based on the Cortex A78. And we're now into the blur test, which is the beginning of the mixed CPU GPU part of SpeedTest G. In a moment, we're going to see the smoke particle test, where we can get to see the 2D graphics test of both of these devices. And of course, there is a difference here in the GPUs. We've got the Mali G77 MC9 in the Realme X7 Max, and we have the 28 frames a second on the right hand side there, 22 on the left hand side, so better 2D graphics there. I was about to say we have the G78 MP24 in the Kirin 9000. We're both now into the 3D test. Which one is going to win? We had a lead certainly in the CPU by the Mate 40 Pro, but I can see now, I think, yes, the Realme X7 Max has first gone ahead into that, and it's now the first into the Unreal test. So it looks like it's going to win unless something amazing happens now going through this forest on the right hand side. But looking at it, it looks like the Realme X7 Max is going to get to the end of the path first. What's the time? There we go, 1 minute 37.1. What are we getting on the right hand side? 1 minute 40.3. Okay, let's break down the scores and see exactly what happened. So as we saw there, the Realme X7 Max came in first, 1 minute 37.1, and then 3.2 seconds later, the Mate 40 Pro came in 1 minute 40.3. But this wasn't a black and white situation. If we look at the CPU, we can see that actually it was 40.5 versus 37.8. So actually a win for the Mate 40 Pro. 2.7 seconds there. And when we get into the mixed CPU GPU, very close again, but a win for the Mate 40 Pro, 22.5 versus 21.8, 0.7 seconds difference. And then it all changes when we get into the GPU. So we've got 34 seconds for the Dimensity 1200, 40.6 for the Mate 40 Pro. And so when you add it all up, actually the Realme X7 came in first, 1 minute 37.1. My name is Gary Sims, this is SpeedTest G. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you like these kind of videos, why not stick around and subscribe to the channel? Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.